All right, good morning, Emira giveaway fans. The car has been corrected. It's now about to get protected. So my friends at Next Armor came up and did the PPF on the ABC pillar and then the roof. And so I had them do that whole section because the paint was going to be really difficult to deal with, and so now it's going to look great all the time, forever. So we're going to do the standard, the Matt Mormon standard CSL EXO. So we're going to do a single layer, and I still have some left. Always check, make sure there aren't any floaties in there. I've been using this for the last. This has probably been opened a couple of weeks ago, and so I used what did I use CSL on recently? I forget. And then EXO, same thing. I have a little bit left in the bottle here. And so no floaties in there, so we're good. At least that's my estimation on how I choose whether or not my coating's good or not if I open it up. And then I have some CarPro suede applicators, got several of these. I'm gonna get some gloves and we're going to do the coating. So giveaway still in full swing here. Go to obsessedgarage.com, get entered, and hopefully you'll win it because it's really, really awesome. Window tint is done too, so I can never remember Rob's darn company name. It's Pro something, Pro Master Film Solutions. And so the car now has ultra fit tint, so 70% of the windshield, something like 25% on the sides, and so take a look at it, take a look at how good it looks now. It's going to look a little dark in here, plus we need a little bit more time for it to cure or to dry up, and so look at how amazing this car looks. I mean, in comparison, my GT4 RS doesn't look nearly as good as this thing. It's not even close. So the tint is done, the paint is polished. Look at the GRP front lip, it just looks incredible. This car just looks like it's $1 million. I decided not to put the rear deck spoiler on because I think this is the look. This is how I want it to look. This is how you should want it to look. The signature wheels look amazing. And so now, again, we have some drying to do on the PPF. But now I've got, the surface, so I corrected it out nicely, and then the PPF will keep it from scratching, self-heal and do all the things it needs to do. And this ultra fit film is just incredible. There's no orange peel or anything like that. All the edges are tucked. So this looks really, really frickin' sweet. So I'm gonna coat right over top of that. So that's today's plan. So let's roll. Now, you've seen me do this a million times, but this car looks so darn good, I think you need to see me do it again. So we're going to take CSL, CSL Crystal Serum Light, and then I always take and steal like an old EXO dropper and put it in here because CSL doesn't come with a dropper for the bottle. Make sure there's no crystallization around the edge of it. I'm going to put some on the little applicator towel here, like so. And then I'm going to treat the car in sections. I wiped it down with CarPro Eraser, so it's prepped. I've been procrastinating on this all weekend. It's Monday, but I wiped the car down yesterday. I finished coating the Raptor wheels. I did 1 wheel a day for 4 days. And so I put 2 coats of Armor wheel coating. Armor wheel coating is also on this car too. So the last things I need to do to this car are, dang, it's really hard to see this white. It's hard to see where I'm at. The last thing to do will be JB4, and then the X engineering or X-earing, the throttle blip. So I should have those both in the next week or so. And then this car is donezo. I got some more videos to make with it. I'm gonna take it to Take it to the track. The alignment's freaking sweet. It's just, this is the best giveaway car I've ever done. Giveaway's doing pretty well. So hopefully you guys will buy more stuff. So do that. Again, CSL is super forgiving, so you can take your time if you want. I use 2 towels. I like one high pile and one low pile. And then we just wipe on, wipe off. Making sure you're not pushing onto adjacent surfaces. With this white, it'd be very easy to have some high spots. Because it's kind of hard to see. Whew, buddy. I do like a nice corrected white car though, man. I'm torn, so when this car leaves in the next, 3 or 4 or 5 weeks, depending on where the giveaway winner is, I have a sneaky suspicion a Canadian's gonna win it this time. I've been saying that ever since I started the giveaways. A couple of my son's friends bought some stuff and said, oh boy, if one of you won it, the internet would not like that. So imagine being 16 years old and winning this car. Oh my gosh. You'd have to figure out how to pay the tax. Once I finish this, I'm gonna start working on my GT4 RS, but before I do that, I have to finish my GT3 RS interior. So I'm gonna get that dialed. Then I'm gonna do full correction, and then we're gonna do the full body Ultra Fit PPF on my GT4 RS. Then after that, I'll take apart my GT3 RS. But anyway, when this car leaves, we're working on the Evo. So my friend Chris Gorberry, the Evo Whisperer, is working on the Evo at nights. He's also head of Obsessed Garage Design, so he's got a big job. And so he's working on the Evo. We're gonna get the Evo done, and then I'm gonna get that sold, and then I'm gonna get a Model S. This time I'm gonna go in pretty deep in the Tesla community, and I might go do some collaborations with some of the Tesla YouTubers and go educate them on how to do this kind of stuff. Get the Tesla crowd is like, most of them are new enthusiasts, new car people. They don't know much about cars, but they're getting into it. And so I think there's a lot that we can teach them how to take care of their new enthusiasm. So I've got a bunch of meetings. So what I'm gonna do is get as far as I can get. I've got about 30 minutes here with CSL. I'll come back, finish the CSL. Once I finish the CSL, then we'll do our Code of Exo. Man. I just did Gian Mo's Evo, and I liked it on the red Emira, but this is just, looks so much better to me. My guess is Mo's Evo will last longer, but I don't really care about longevity. I want it to do a decent job, but I'm much more interested in the look, the feel, because you're gonna get contamination anyway, so you might as well have it look awesome, and then I'm gonna be able to easily polish this off and then start fresh. But man, that slickness, the gloss, the look you get from this coating, I just find no need to chase, because there's not much about this I don't like. This car is a darn good looking car though, man, I tell you what. It sounds good, looks good, performs reasonably well. There's a few annoying quirks, like the pedal box position is weird and the seating position is pretty terrible. That does kind of mess it up quite a bit. And so if I was going to keep this long term, I'm waiting on GRP to come out with a seat that isn't like a carbon bucket. Or like, I guess it's not really a carbon bucket, it's a carbon piece of carbon. I don't think I'd like that with some suede. I want something a little bit more substantial. You could certainly do the whole bumper, but I'll treat, because this is so intricate, I'm going to treat this in several different sections. The little carbon overlay thingy, I'm not an overlay kind of guy, but it actually turned out pretty nice. So I think it's okay. But if the winner could tear it off if they want to. But I think it's decent. I think it's better than decent. Yeah, this car, man, it's turned out incredible. I was a little disappointed. I'm like, man, I should have done the red one as a giveaway, but this thing, I just finished the interior with the Later Max, and cow. Now with it being slick and glossy as can be, boy, it's getting good. It's getting real good. I debadged it, took the Lotus off prior to polishing. So what I'm going to do is get it coated here today so I can get it out in the sun so we can get the PPF to set and dry. Same thing, we'll get the coating to cure. I'll just have to make sure, because it's the rainy season here in Central Florida, so I have to make sure to chase it, get it in before it rains. And I'll give this sucker most of this week to get fully cured and set up before I go driving it around. It takes patience to do this kind of obsessing over the car. It takes a lot of patience. So when you're doing a coating where the only thing that you can really make a mistake on is that you don't pay attention to where you're at and where you've been. And then commonly, like if you push the coating onto the next surface and you don't wipe the other surface. So that's why I like having my second towel, just to be sure that haven't pushed anything over onto the other surface to end up with a high spot. It's pretty hard to leave a high spot with CSL. It wipes off so easily that generally it doesn't push much. I think it's easier to get a high spot with EXO than it is with CSL. I would just take extra care to wipe everywhere you've been and then do it again. Yeah, this is the best. So tomorrow I'm going to work on the Raptor. We got to change some fluids, trans, diff. What else are we gonna do? Oil. We're gonna do, I don't know if we're gonna be able to do it tomorrow. We're gonna swap the wheels. And then I've got new Devers leaf springs to put on, so we'll see how tomorrow goes. But I'd like to get the Devers done. Yeah, even coating this car is a pretty enjoyable experience. Like the angularness of some of it, just, I don't know. I think I'll probably like washing this car too. So we'll at least get a few washes in it before it goes off to greener pastures. So you can see I like to go, this is pretty standard in coating installation, so I go, say, horizontally and then come back vertically just to make sure you don't miss anything. And you're always better off err on the side of doing smaller, the smaller the section. You know, now again, this product, you can stretch. I could probably get away with doing the entire front clip. But why mess with it? We did all this work. Why not just take your time, do the best application you can. But all of the key to this, same thing with glass coating as well, I find is even more important, glass coating, is all the preparation for this. Right? So this is the easy part. The hard part was all the polishing and then the detail work in order to get here. So that way we can just wipe this on and wipe it off and then end up with this amazing result. You know, a good percentage of the gloss is coming from the polishing, the finish polishing. So right now we're enhancing that gloss and locking it in, if you will, with this protection step. Yeah, it's just beautiful, man. I love this stuff. Sometimes I need to go and moonlight with some other product and come back to the ones that I love to either find out if I'm mistaken or if there's a confirmation there and I'm confirming this. It's just incredible. All right, so let's do all this section underneath here. So the exo step is what really makes this part pop, the black plastic, but I like to do CSL first, exo second. And because this thing doesn't open, you have to take some screws out. I'm not gonna open this up and coat everything underneath it. I like having this kind of trim here, my wiper arms looking fresh, clean, new. So this will help that. There's still a little bit of polished dust kind of flopping around that we'll deal with after the first wash. That's when I'll really go in and nail all the trim. And this is also, any coating is going to be much, much easier in air conditioning. And we're not dealing with humidity and sweating and all that nonsense. So if you can, you know, if I would be trying to time my car coatings to the winter time when the humidity is under and a bit more in your control if you live in a hot place like here. All right, so we're gonna go right over the coating, or I'm sorry, right over the PPF. So we're gonna go right over top of our UltraFit here. Yeah, this is great. So now this roof is always gonna look amazing. Instead, we'd be constantly battling scratches and marks from the elements. And so now it's going to look amazing. Amazingness locked in. Yeah, this was a great move. So if you're going to buy a Lotus, I would recommend against the black pack, but if you're going to do it, I think you need to do paint protection film over top of it. So I'm a full convert to my side glass and rear glass all gets CSL XO, and then the windshield still gets Wolf's for me. It's awesome. It's going to look even sharper and clearer when it fully cures and dries out in the coming week or so. Get it out in the sun, get the PPF cured and the coating cured. It'd be freaking sweet. All right, just got back from the gym. It's many hours later, but I finished the CSL part, and I'm all sweaty and nasty, but I want to get this done. I got to get this done today because we're going to start working on the Raptor tomorrow. And so I'm doing the XO step. I kind of show you. I work through all the door jams, do all the detail work here, and making sure that we protect as much as possible, making it a much easier and more enjoyable process in the cleaning, the cleaning phase of the car's life, and just maintaining it. So XO helps add a little bit of depth. This is XO version 5, so single layer is all we need. But this is topping our CSL. And I can do the entire door no problem. And then just wipe it nice and flat. But I already did all the door jams. We'll do the trunk jams. Making this thing dialed, people. It's so slick. This is such a great experience. It makes the car just freaking awesome. This car is really nice though, man. I'm sure it looks great on camera. I know it looks great on camera. Somebody's life is gonna change when they win this darn thing. Oops. Alright, so that's the door. Working through here. Oh, I crashed and burned in the workout today. Just total annihilation. I'm about 16, 17 days into carnivore, and so my body hasn't fully adapted yet. Plus I've been training a lot. I've been running a lot and rucking a lot. So I'm like completely devoid of glycogen. And it was a long, nasty workout, and I just hit a wall like you wouldn't believe. So I feel terrible. Came home late on the floor for 30 minutes, ate a rotisserie chicken. I got a second wind here. finish the job. I may slack on you here tonight. So all the glass is done. So the glass has CSL and XO on it. Next step, I gotta do the windshield with Wolf's, but I'll probably do that tomorrow. So I'm gonna move this car over into the GT3 RS position. This one has to stay clean. My GT3 can get a little dirty. Then next week we're gonna do start the Rousseau cabinets. So all the cars are gonna have to sit out in the driveway. So I'm gonna take this over to Joe's house, have this camp out with the M3 over there. What I may do, not sure when I'm gonna do this. So I may take the GT3 over to Joe's house because the GT3 is nice and clean. The M3 is not. I want to do the GT3's interior parts this weekend. I've got all the leather pieces because the interior is all torn apart. Got a lot of plans, don't I, these days? A lot of to-dos. But we're getting a lot of stuff done. I mean, shoot, having this car done is gonna feel really good. And have it done a month before it needs to be. So I work on all these little cracks, crevices, sections. I'm gonna do the door jamb here in a minute. The more you can coat, the easier the car will be to clean and maintain. The nicer it'll stay for a longer period of time. To me, all this work is largely about the enjoyment, the pride of ownership and the enjoyment that you get to have long term. It makes washing more enjoyable. I ultimately do like this process. I don't love it, but I do love the result of the process. So you go through all this work so that way you get to live in the result, I like the result. I really like the result. And I guess I'm willing to and somewhat enjoy the masochism of the struggle you have to go through to get here. Considering it's 95 degrees outside though, it's not too shabby being in here doing this. So I'm gonna finish this, the door jambs, the trunk jambs, and again, sparing. I don't wanna miss spots. So I take my time. I work through all the door jambs, all the trunk area, getting the whole car coated, no corners cut. I even laid on the ground and did the diffuser, even though the diffuser is not very visible. I don't like doing the door jambs, but do it anyway. So I already CSL'd the door jambs, but let's XO them as well. I could probably get away with just leaving the CSL there. Man, if you didn't watch the later Max video, you gotta check that out, man. The seats look incredible. Just the whole car is just freaking dialed, people. All it takes is a lot of time. That's it. A lot of time and a lot of money and products. I guess a little bit of skill too. Can't tell you how much I want to just go lay on the couch right now. I really, really just want to go lay on the couch. I just feel so tired. Shit. I do have a little smear right there from the, must have pushed some product on there. I'll have to address that. It'll just be like a little wipe off a little bit of polish on my towel. I must have pushed it from the roof. A little bit of CSL, high spot. I'm usually pretty good about that, but every once in a while, you'll miss something. Of course, you guys would never miss anything. It's only me. It's a pretty car, people. Very pretty. Even prettier now that it's dialed in. Only took me frickin' 50 hours worth of work to get all the modifications, detailing, cleaning, organizing. But in the end, that's to me what's fun about cars. Getting to do this. And get to do it. Not everybody gets to do this. Not everybody knows how to do it. Not everybody has the time, the resources, the place to do it. And then even better, I get to do it with you, with a purpose. I think you get the gist of it, right? So let me go work through this, doing the rest of it, and then I'll show you, I'll do a walk around and the final result. It'll get a little bit glossier in a day or two, but you'll get the gist of it. Yeah. I need to turn something on TV in order to get through this because I'm freaking hurting right now, people. I appreciate you, but I need to take a break from you for a minute. Let me go turn on something to occupy my attention, and then I'll come back and show you the result. Yeah. See you in a second, which will be an hour for me. All right, everybody, that's a wrap. Gosh, just incredible. I know white doesn't give you the same pop as the colors do, but just look at the simplicity of white and black. This car is just beautiful, man. I'm in love. You should be in love too. You really want this thing. Just look at it. It's freaking awesome. The interior is amazing. The tint is amazing. The PPF on the roof is amazing. I guess if you win the car, you could PPF the front. I don't want to PPF the front. I wouldn't do it if I was keeping this car. It's not a $250,000 car. I'm not worried about. I would be more inclined to just have the nice, beautiful paint and not have PPF if I can help it. But you know, somebody who wins this might do it. The wheels are great. So all the door jambs are done. All the glass is done. I did wolfs on the glass. So that's all dialed. The glass is going to clear up a little bit too when I get it out in the sun. It needs to dry. Beautiful, beautiful outcome. Car looks great. I'd say the paint's at like 95%, 98%. It's awesome. Anyway, thanks for watching. Go get entered to win. You're going to want this car. I need it to go so I have room for my GT cars to sit here, but if I didn't have that, I'd be keeping this. See you soon.